better term, paints a scene. So here we have a 3D laser scanner, and it uses a green beam to shoot out and measure anything it can hit. It shoots up and it shoots forward. And as you can see, it does 360. So if you had a situation where you had an accident on a freeway or a bridge, this device allows you to accurately scan that device in 3D and get an accurate 3D model from the end result without ever laying foot on the freeway or on a bridge or on some property that you may not have access to. It's a very highly accurate tool, about 1.2 millimeters in resolution. It captures about 1 million data points in 3 minutes, and the new ones actually do about 1 million data points in 1 minute. It allows for remote measurements. It doesn't need access to roadways, and it doesn't need access. So here we have an example of laser scanning at 9,000 feet elevation in eastern Oregon at a snowmobile accident. As you can see, the only way to land there, to get there, was via helicopter. This is a laser scan done of the tiger exhibit inside San Francisco. As you can see, when you take a look at it, the laser scan picks up every leaf on the tree, every twig, every branch, every bush. More importantly, it gets the exact dimensions of the wall, the bushes, the heights. And it's hard to see on this resolution on this screen, but it is actually able to pick up the claw marks left behind by the animal as it jumped out. It can also be used to scan people. It's eye safe. In this case, it was used to analyze bullet trajectory shot by a police officer during a shooting. So obviously, when you have 3D scanning as your base, making 3D models from that base is extremely precise. Here, basically, the scanning technology. This is San Francisco area. Now, here's an example. Here's a photograph taken after a police shooting. Take note, if you look at the buildings in the back, which were laser scanned, and there's a 3D model from that laser scan. As you can see, very similar, and here's the scene itself. And so, in conclusion, any measurement an expert desire is available, and this is very important. Never need to return to a scene to get one more measurement. Often, experts will go out, they'll take measurements, and then new evidence will resurface, new ideas, new theories will happen, and the expert may have to go, you know what, I have to go back to the scene, we're looking at this from a different angle now, we didn't capture all the data that we want. Well, none of that happens. You capture the scene and you have it. If you need to go back and take a look at it, it's all done in 3D. So here's an example, precision measurements of a Laidlaw bus. As you can see, when you do a vehicle, you can get exact dimensions, exact wheelbase, exact eye height. Any dimension that would possibly be needed by your expert is captured. Real quick, this was first admitted in Honolulu and then submitted again in San Francisco, and now it's routinely admitted in trial at all times. One of the great things about you now have 3D scanners and 3D data is you can use what's called a 3D working model. Imagine often experts will want to recreate the scene, maybe go out to the scene, do a line of sight analysis, maybe do a speed analysis, maybe figure out how a vehicle lined up with a wall that it crushed, or get two vehicles together to see how they impact. Advantage of scanning everything is this allows you to have these working models, these ideas to recreate and run scenarios, but you don't have to do it at the scene, which you may have limited access to or no access to, but can do it all 3D. It also allows you to do very complex what-if analyses. What if the speeds of the vehicles that were hitting were at different speeds, different locations? All these scenarios can be done over and over and over again inside the computer in a matter of days, which may be impossible in real world and take much longer.